Hello? Hello? Atlantis, please! Please! I'm just trying to stream! All I want to do is just stream. Just read something. Okay, there we go. Ugh. I am so sorry, gamers. Everything is just exploding on itself. I'm trying to read. Real public shaming, Atlantis. Hey. Just stop. Please. I'm begging you. Okay. Well, at least we are actually live this time. Because people are here. I think Atlantis called my phone again, and that's why it wasn't working. Because they were calling me and I didn't see the message. Oh, Atlantis! I'm going to kill you! Not literally, but you know. You know. Anyways, I'm recording for the TV now. Just screw you. Freeze my Wi-Fi a bit.
It's possible to raise a family, to pursue other things, and still further
I swear, if this stream broke again, I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it so much. Oh, I'm gonna lose it. Oh, I'm gonna lose it. Oh. Are we okay? Please. Again, I'm gonna... Oh. Atlantis tried calling me again. Oh, Atlantis! To read the book. Why do you want to read? Okay, Atlantis wants to be. Atlantis, do you want to join us? You know what? Sure. Get over here. Get over here, Atlantis. Get your butt over here. Get your butt over here, silly Willy. I am muted. Why am I muted? Hello? 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 Answer. Pick up.
I'm in the call.
Ah!
Hold on, can you not hear me?
I can hear you. I am just very...
Hello? Wait, one
Hello! No, I could hear you! It was just me. I was trying to unmute. What do you want? I'm trying to read.
Reading the rewrite all by yourself, handsome? Not without me, you're not.
Okay. Do you want to voice some characters then? Are we making this a partnership now?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm on... Okay. Yeah, here we go. Well, this is what you're getting. Now. I'm literally trying to open this on my computer. Ugh. Trying to open the stream on my computer so I can see the chat and interact with them. Anyways, everyone, I don't know if you can hear them, but welcome Atlantis to the stream. Dear friend of mine, aka the person who was keep on calling me. And breaking my stream! Ugh.
Hi!
Hi!
I'm annoying!
Yay! So,
It's lagging a lot.
Oh boy, yeah. I'm on my computer.
Hear me?
I'm on my computer. They can hear you. Loud and clear, buddy. Because I have like computer like right next to my phone, aka the thing I'm streaming on right now. Ooh, shaking my screen. Ooh. Oh. Congrats! You're here now. What did you miss, robot? My stream kept breaking 300 times because Atlantis, aka the person, is now with us.
Wow, I'm
kept
famous.
exploding, kept calling me. Oh, OBS, so now you open. Okay, thanks. Making my everything lag.
Hey, I just...
Come on. Why aren't you? I'm gonna have to...
I'm pretty sure my
No.
audio
Skip. Screw you.
is delayed.
No, I don't want to load a channel. Goodbye. Get off
Very
my
bad.
screen.
Sorry about that.
It's okay, you're fine. I'm trying to figure things out. But everything is wanting to explode. I'm trying to have Discord on one side. But, like, it's not doing that, and it's making me mad. Oh, there you go. Now you're working. Jeez. Ooh. Okay.
Wait, hold on. My Discord broke again. Hold on.
I can hear you!
We're testing.
I can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you.
You know, I'm just gonna get the rear.
What? Hello? There goes my computer. Yeah, we're at the King Deity bit. I know that. Come on, gamer. Come on. Why aren't you loading? Hey, that's how I want you to do. Get on that side of the screen. Hold on, my Discord's being stupid again. Ah! Why? Right when we just had right when we just had everything fine. Everything broke. Come on, Discord. Let's go, Discord. Let's go. What are these YouTube emojis? I don't know. Hello? 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 Why is Coco messaging me? I can't even... Paige is responding. Well, goodbye, Discord. Hello. Are we still live? Please. Are we live? Someone, I don't know if Atlantis can see or hear the stream, but my Discord is not working. That's why something broke. Discord. Why am I doing this on YouTube? Why? I would connect on, like, you know, my phone, because it's easier that way, but I'm streaming on my phone, and I don't want to figure out OBS, because OBS takes forever to load. Alright, reloading Discord. You better load. I can hear you. I know. I just wanted to read the thing! I just want to read my thing. I just want to read it. Cobblecat! Hi, Cobblecat! Hey, Cobblecat! Hey, bestie! Let me get in, let me get in, let me get in, let me get in, let me get in. I'm getting in. I'm in. Yeah, Cobblecat's here. My friend's Cobblecat now. Yeah. But I'm coming. It's authenticating. And everything's connecting. Why are you connecting so slowly? I just want to unmute. Oh. Oh boy. Al Shumpy's here now.
Hello?
Okay.
Say literally anything if you can hear me.
I'm here.
Hello?
Ah! I'm here. No! Why did everything close? Why? I was just trying to type. Why? I just want to read a fic, man. Okay. You know what? Now that we're here, I'm just gonna... I'm sweaty. I'm taking off my shirt. Not my shirt, my really big hoodie. That's like really... It's hot and sweaty, and I'm sweaty. And I don't want to turn on my fan. Because it's noisy, and it will ruin the stream. I don't want you guys to be annoyed. You know, I am suffering. I am just suffering. I just want to why? Why does my computer suck? Moving my screen around. Oh, I just want to stream. I just want to do things. Please. We should be reading right now, but here we are. Doing everything but that. Hey guys, I'm suffering. Discord is still loading. I can't even see the chat right now. I'm sitting here sad and lonely. I'm starting from the beginning at 2 times speed. Why are you guys here? Why? I would understand Coco because, like, Coco usually comes here, but why are you guys here? Are you here to taunt me? Okay, Discord is loading. I can see the chat now. I am free. Alright, test 300. Please. Just work. Does really feel bound now? Yeah, No, I want you to be here. No. No, I don't want to look at the image. I don't want to look at the image. No. Get in. I don't want to look at console issues. Get off my screen. I just want to record. Why am I at Why am I doing this? What is Discord, anyone? I don't know what Discord is anymore. Discord is just... Starting video call. Not that I'm setting an image of pixelated Patrick. Connecting. Authenticating. There's the sound. Unmute, please. RTC connecting. Okay. Hello? Hello, I'm muted. It won't let me unmute. That's the issue. It can let me unmute like 2 seconds ago.
Still super delayed.
Hello? Hello, am I visible? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Hi.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay!
I can hear you.
Finally! Jeez! Discord's screwing me over. This is... I pressed the unmute button. Shut up, Lexi. Anyways. Ugh! Okay. What characters do you want to be in this little reading right now? If you can hear me. Hello?
I'm here and I'm queer.
What characters? Pick a character. You got... Dee doesn't show up until the end of episode 1. So there's that. There's other characters, though.
You're lagging so bad right now.
Help me! H-A-T characters. What characters?
Forget it, okay?
No!
It's alright.
You called me!
You're wasting your
You
time.
wanted to do this! We're doing it now!
Read the thing. I can't comprehend anything you're saying. Just
Okay, fine. Whatever. Close. Watch it take forever to close now. Watch it. Watch this, guys. Welcome to my sleep aid where I'm screaming about Discord for 2 minutes. 20 minutes. Alright. Okay, we're just gonna read it normally. Here we go. We got our music. Can you guys hear the music okay? Even though it's, like, very far away and, like, coming from my TV, can you still hear it? Cobble's gone. I killed him with my angry Discord. Oh yeah, great start audio. No, we can't. Music is too quiet. Alright, move it up. How about now? How about now? Cobble's here again. Why are you number one? You showed up here again and, like, you were number one. Better, a bit more. Oh, this is gonna be loud, though. Okay. I don't want to make this tape go any longer, but I feel like I have to go from my TV to my computer in order to play this stupid music. Oh, I love doing this, guys. I love doing this, I swear. This is my hobby. Oh, Gigi's gonna do a Little Wolf animatic. It's premiering in like 2 days. Wow. Let's go, my queen! Animatic! That sounds so bad. Okay, let's do this again. Lo-fi reading, no copyright. Give me my reading music, please. Okay, okay, this is like, here we are. I have that maxed up. We got an ad. I don't want you guys hearing stuff about Target or something. Ad blocker, activate! Imagine being able to build anything by just thinking about it. No. Imagine putting effort and love and joy into something. Build a marketplace for secondhand fashion. I am going. You're ruining everything. Why aren't you skipping? I don't want to sit here for 46 minutes of an AI ad. I don't want to hear that. I don't know why I hate AI, because it literally takes away the whole entire process of making stuff. Making stuff is fun. It's not about the final product. It's like the entire reason why people like making art is because they get excited for the final product. And like when the final product's in your face and there, you're just like, oh, okay, that's it. Now you let me skip. Okay. We need to chill out. We need to breathe. We need to read. We got our music. Here we go. Yep. Anyway, stuff. Not 46 minutes, 46 seconds. I don't need more. Anyways, we are done. We're gonna read now. Restarting though, because, just trying to find a random point is stupid, but yeah. Alright, here we go. Starting again with water. Back. Walking in. Have you wished on a star before? In Cappy Town, not many have. It isn't like they don't have anything to wish for. The Cappies could even be classified as the dreamers of Planet Popstar. Each one has a goal, a motivation, a dream, a wish, something to keep them moving. But tonight, all of those dreams were crumbled and trashed away into an abyss. A whole flock of sheep, snatched in the dead of night in an instant, leaving nothing but skin, bone, and the rotting flesh of hope in the remains. Once word got out about this incident, panic spread, voices wandered, and bodies fueled with anger. I'm gonna turn this down. Okay. Thankfully, however, the cause of this incident wasn't left for interpretation, as the Cappies connected the dots to one possible culprit. The cause, the tyrant, King Deity himself, and the one who stood above the small town, the one who stood above their small town with chaotic laughter and nothing but malice. That was the cause of most of the people's problems. From crops to money, the king has used his endless army of vicious monsters to take and steal what he wants. The king has used his endless army of vicious monsters to take and steal what he wants. Usually, the Cappies wouldn't dare to defy the king, as the thought of going against him would eventually lead to the end of their lives. But this, killing an innocent flock of sheep, that's too far. Is it lacking for anyone else? I swear, if it's lacking, If it's lagging. Oh, no. Oh, no. Please. Please tell me everyone else can still hear me and can still somewhat understand me. Because if not, I'm going to lose my... Oh, no. I need to hear this for myself.
Feel what he wants. Usually the cat...
It's here for mine. It's fine from here. Hear me and can still somewhat understand me. Because if not, I'm going to lose myself. Oh, no. Killing it in his vodka sheep, that's too far. And I think it's bit rate problems. Maybe I wasn't going to draw attention to it. Okay. Why? Okay. I'm just gonna, every time I scroll, I'm just gonna stop talking and wait like 5 seconds to continue. That's just what's gonna happen. Okay. I am pausing to let this lag move. Okay. Are we good?
I'm pausing.
Okay. I think we're good. We're gonna move. Hi. Hello everybody. Here we go. Back to reading. And of course it's on low power mode. Great! The braces of the Cappies took the opportunity to confront the tyrant, entering the large castle at top of the hill and storming towards the king, whose golden throne loomed over them with the greedy king leaning back with no care in Popstar. Oh, the Cappies. They tried to reason with him. Every word they spoke was laced with sugar and glitter to not threaten the king and risk getting sent to the dungeon. Wasn't that? Alright, no one jinx it, no one say anything. But their words were blocked with senseless laughing and snarky remarks that were sharpened and deadly to the touch, further twisting the knife in the wound that was left in the Cappies' hearts. There was no way to negotiate with him, not a single way. With heads held low and spears pointed at their backs, the Cappies were escorted out of the castle, their footsteps of despair echoing around the catacombs, alerting a young girl from behind one of the many pillars that kept the castle up nice and tall. Why did you... Lost or found? More like lost, because I found them. Anyways. This girl gripped tightly onto the cold, rough concrete that was carved into the pillar, letting the burning fire in her body scream out in desperation. But that fire was locked away in a safe, deep within the girl's heart, never to reunite with the warm sun's light in the sky ever again. She huffed, facing her body away from the shame-filled group behind her, and letting her footsteps guide her way back to the castle hall she's most familiar with. As usual, the air in Capitan was thick with this frustrated silence that would never subside. But that's how just life is. But that's just how life is like, right? Crickets chirping in the distance, waves crashing against the shore, the inky canvas of the night sky splashed with with million brilliant stars. That's a weird word. These stars, usually a curious sight for the girl. It serves as a reminder of how big the world is. How those stars are people with lives of their own, dreams to follow, and relationships that bloom. And maybe she could find a home somewhere up there as well. The cold night's breeze grew heavier with the tang of the sea. A salty breeze brushing against the girl's cheeks, making the hairs on her skin stick up. She shivered, rubbing her arms with her hands to warm herself up. Lag. No! She huffed, facing her body away from It's fine for me, though. Like, in the normal video, it's like it's completely normal. Okay. I'm gonna just read from the top and then go back to the bottom. Yeah. The cold night breeze grew heavier with the tang of the sea, a salty breeze brushing against the girl's cheeks, making the hairs on her skin stick up. She shivered, rubbing her arms with her hands to warm herself up. She shouldn't be on the balcony right now. Her mother even warned her not to. But here she is, standing out on the balcony late at night, and near the end of winter no less. Okay. According to her father's words, spring is steadily approaching, and the days should start to get warmer, no doubt. But today wasn't that day. She would go back inside where it's warmer. That's the most logical choice after all. Her mom's cooking dinner, miso soup, her favorite. The scent of miso paste and green onions should lure her towards the kitchen table alongside her brother like it always has, and yet... A flicker of a memory surfaced, sharp and unwelcome. Keep her mouth shut, Tiff, for everyone's sake. She shook her head, trying to crush the memory into dust. I feel like the lagging is not lag, but it's more just me stuttering and it sounds like lag. What? Yeah, because I stutter a lot, especially when reading. So, just note that if it sounds like lag, pretend it's stuttering, alright? Here we go. She shook her head, trying to crush the memory into dust. But despite trying her hardest to wash away the painful remembrance, the bitter taste it left behind lingered in her mouth. She couldn't stand being in the same building as the king. She knew... Oh, yeah... She knew he was the kind to throw his cards of bluffs to get what he wants. He threatens you, doesn't fall true to his word, and then throws a lousy tantrum when he doesn't get what he wants. Tiff tried to drill into her brain that this incompetent king was just bluffing. He would never actually harm her father, because without his prime minister, he would have nothing to do. He would have no one to do what he considered to be boring work for him. That was a yawn. But the way he moved closer to her, the way he whispered into her ear, she could still feel his hot breath meet her skin, which sent chills down her spine. I just remembered something. I feel like this is going to be a problem later. I have an alarm that goes off at like 9. I'm gonna turn those off so we don't get interrupted, because I feel like that's going to happen. I feel like I'm gonna get interrupted. No, I don't want that. Shush. Please tell me it's still working. You're still working, right? Okay, I think it's fine. Why are you all the way over here? Okay. I think we're good. Ever since that day, everything's changed. She held her tongue, isolating herself from the world around her. The Cappies, the forest animals, and even her own family. Each passing day, Tiff's silence was causing her to slip further and further down into total isolation. Keeping a secret locked tight. Oh my... That's not lag, everybody. That's just me stuttering. Still working, yeah. We're fine. Okay. Drinking my water. Ever since that day, everything's changed. I already said that. What am I doing? Tiff's silence was causing her to slip further and further down into total isolation. Keeping a secret locked tight to keep all she holds dear to her safe. It was for the best, right? And yet, it frustrates her to the core. Get interrupted. Lag did... What? Okay. Her silence began to expand past the secret of the king, and invested into her attraction with her family, acquaintances. Yawn! Wow. Anyway, and anyone she had the opportunity to just walk past. Her usual bluntness was dulled, all sharpness and bravery that had been worn down and crushed into dust, just for the sake of keeping everyone unharmed. But why? Not telling a secret was one thing for sure, but but everything else? Not calling anyone else out for their wrongdoings? Why couldn't she have the courage to speak up then? Why couldn't she speak up now? As she groaned, she crossed her arms on the balcony's ledge and rested her head on this makeshift pillow, gazing at the world below. She wished it wasn't like this. She wished that things were different, where she didn't let those obvious bluffs get into her skin, where she finally told everyone what she saw, what she heard that day, so everyone had the chance to overthrow this tyrant whose iron fist tormented them for probably years. But that isn't the world she lives in. Tiff's eyes began to wander as she glanced up into the inky canvas of the night sky. The sky was clear as water, which gave the stars that shined like diamond dust a chance to blink and twinkle in such a rhythm, like they were having a conversation with their light. Ugh. Gazing at the star alone reminded Tiff of a small but subtle memory of the past of a passing conversation while she read one of her favorite books under the tree shade. What are you gonna wish for tonight? Me? Oh, I'm gonna wish for a brand new toy. Again? Don't you think the stars have enough toys? You probably just wish them all away. Hey, there's no such thing as too many toys. Besides, the stars are full of unlimited magic. You will never know. Wishing on stars, huh? Tiff leaned against the cold stone railing. Her gaze continued to be drawn upwards. The night sky still speckled with brilliant print pics of 1,000,000 stars. Maybe even more. I could feel yawn. Yep. It was a very subtle yawn. Usually, she would scoff at the idea of wishing on a star. Childish nonsense, she always thought. A waste of time. But what else was she supposed to do? She clenched her fists together, resting them on the surface of her forehead. She needed courage, not just for herself, but her family, for the rest of Capitan, and maybe for all of Popstar. With a heavy sigh escaped... Why? A heavy sigh escaped her lips. I wish, she began. I wish someone finally would do something about him. Oh boy, time for voice acting! Here we go! Tiffany, dinner's ready! Her mother's voice carried from inside, pulling her from her troubled thoughts. Coming, Mom! She called back, forcing a smile as she whirled back inside. Mimu. Don't take you check your YouTube chat. The demons won the battle. I'm checking the demon chat. Shut up. Mimu met her at the door with a kind smile. Her hands placed gently and crossed over each other. Oh, this is what happens when I force myself to read. I stutter. Water. Okay. Mimu met her at the doorway with a kind smile. Her hands placed gently crossed over each other on her torso. I made miso soup, just as you like it, she chirped, lifting her hands and doing a little clap as she closed her eyes with a smile. Thank you, Tiff bowed as she brushed past Mimu, whose eyes fluttered open from her daughter's response. She turned towards Tiff's direction, her brow furrowed and concerned. You seem troubled, dear. Is everything all right? Tiff avoided her gaze. Huh? Oh, everything's fine. Mom, just thinking. Her mother pressed gently. Thinking about what? Nothing important, Tiff said quickly, making her way to the kitchen. Just about... Stars! Yeah, the stars! Stars again? Her brother, Tuff, looked up from his plate. He was already seated at the table, along with his father, shoveling food into his mouth with gusto. I've always been looking at those thingies lately, he said, and he stuffed more food in his mouth. What? You thinking about going to space next? Getting ready to fly away in a rocket ship? His annoying tone caused Tiff's temper to flare up, but she bit back a sharp response. Just leave me alone, Tuff, she bubbled, taking her seat at the table. Tuff snorted, in which he got a few necessary glances from Mom and Dad. Now, Tuff. Her father, Parm, scolded her brother with a pointed finger. Don't annoy your sister like that. It's impolite. What do you mean it's not impolite? Drywall dog? What are you talking about? Anyways, it's not polite. Instead of listening, Tough rolled his eyes. Yeah, whatevs. He lifted a spoon to get another bite, but was surprised to be met with nothing but a metal spoon. Hey, la. Hearing his voice, two floating ball-shaped creatures flew over to Tough's aid. Yes, Tough? The blue orb, Lololo, said politely. The pink orb, Lala, echoed after her friend. Friend, yeah, sure. Why did I say friend? They're not friends! They're dating. Sorry. What do you need? Refill! Tough raised his empty bowl in front of the duo. They both looked at them. They both took hold of the plate and bowed, flying back to the kitchen in a flash. Tough, chastised Mimu. Know your manners. You should always say please when you ask for a refill. Despite the scolding, Tough immediately began eating his food the moment he returned to the table. The two parents sighed, turning back to the food like nothing happened. I guess he'll always be the younger brother who got away with everything. Tough looked back at the sky again, thinking about the wish she made earlier. She wished that she got what she wanted to, just this once. And we got some art! Ooh! That marks the end of chapter 1, or prologue. Were they roommates? Oh my god, they were roommates! Yeah. Anyways, yeah! Next chapter! Ooh! Alright. Oh yeah, they're roommates. Chapter 2. I can't even read anymore. Chapter 2. To bring the future hero of the stars. Boop beep. Boop beep. This world. I wish to experience it with you. Boop beep. Boop beep. May you find happiness in a different time. Boop beep! Boop beep! Kirby. Boop beep! Boop beep! Why am I doing this anymore? What am I doing? Ears ringing, eyes shot wide open, reflexes all kicked into gear. Yep, he was awake. Despite his eyes being wide open for all to see, it took a moment for his sight to focus in on his surroundings. Which is weird. Usually his adventures don't start so abruptly. Like loud beeping noises, blurry vision. All this was definitely new to him. What's up with this place? Well, maybe this world just looks like this. You shouldn't complain about them not looking weird or anything. Heck, this was definitely better than the last one. You know, the one where he was sent to a dark, cold, and quiet place with no one in sight. Maybe we shouldn't think about that. When he shook his head to dispel the thought, his vision finally kicked into gear. The yellow blobs blended out into more clear shapes and sizes for his brain to understand, and... Wait, no, he doesn't understand what he's looking at, sorry. What is all that's in front of him? Weird-looking circles and screens scattered all over his eyes and a very large red light that keeps flashing at him. Hey, can we shut this thing off? It keeps beeping like crazy and it's getting annoying. Well, the kid sure doesn't mind. Yeah, I shut him awake very abruptly, which is kind of rudely if you ask me. Yeah, and it's kind of rudely if you ask me, but the more he stares at this red light, the more tilted his head becomes. He blinks his blue eyes and goes out of his way to touch it. What is this thing? It's warm to the touch, but very, very loud. What's the word warp mean? It's in big, bold letters, so it must be important, right? However, before we can get any answers, two big, large thingamajigs started to surround him from above, blocking his view in sight, making the only thing he can see the red light from earlier. And to just make things worse, he felt himself getting knocked back into the back of his chair. He was moving very fast. Retry. He was moving fast. Very, very fast. Why are we saying I? Next meme. Are you guys okay? What? Okay, thank you. Anyways, he felt himself and there was nothing to do to stop it. He felt himself get tossed and turned over on every side. The sounds of the beeping light ringing through his ears. As it got faster and incredibly faster with each minute. He grunted and whined from all the action, finding the idea of being tossed around to be very uncomfortable. However, after a while, he started getting something to hold on to. His distress shifted to something more amusing, thrilling, exciting. Hey, this isn't so bad. It's like a fun ride. He tried this once before. He cheered, letting his arms rise up to let this ride take him wherever he wants to go with ease. Where are we going today? Is it fun? Let it be fun. Sadly, even though we all wish it would be the fun part, he instead got met face to face with the strange buttons in front of him. When he lifted his head with a groan, he noticed that the ride was over and done with. The thing that was taking him had stopped, and the two sliding things began to lower. Whoa! Yawn, giving him a side back. No, over already? The ride hasn't even started yet. His disappointment and pain was quickly washed away when he looked at his surroundings again. This time, however, he chose to look past the weird sliders and buttons in front of him and gazed upward. Now this is new to him. The splash of tiny white dots filled his view. Colors dashed and splattered around like an inking canvas for all to see. The murky shadows of the atmosphere danced alongside the sparkles and twinkles, altogether creating a ballroom of light and dark, twirling and swirling together just for him. Although, that wasn't what truly caught his attention the most. What it was, however, was just one star, and this star truly shined the brightest. Literally. The star was illuminated. Oh my god! Do you guys think you're funny? Are you guys having fun over there? We're not gonna continue until you guys are done. Oh wait. It's still going. This is why you guys need therapy. We done? Okay, we're done. Say I usually get banned. 2 people immediately. 3 people. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, stop. Actually, stop, guys. I'll turn this corner around. Live, love, laugh. You did it wrong, Lexi. Okay, anyways, the star was illuminated with a golden light. The kind that would just send darkness running and crying in fear. With just one look, you would be filled with a positivity and hope for a better tomorrow. Hope that for all friends and adventures to make something he always wanted. Like the starry sky, his eyes sparkled, and his jaw hung wide open. With a blink, he fixed his mouth to curve into a wide smile as he leaned forward to further take everything in. But it wasn't enough. He needed to be closer. He crawled forward, using his hands to guide him off his chair and onto the, let's say control pedal for you lot out there. Breaking the fourth wall. Here we go. The child pressed his face against the glass, eyes fixated on the blinding light ahead. Sparkly! He chirped, his eyes even more sparkly than the light in front of him. He reached his hand out, wanting to hold this warmth in his own hands. When stopped by the glass, he tried again, and again, and again. Let my boy touch the light already! Lost in his own awe, he obliviously stepped onto one of the many confusing buttons on the control panel, signaling a loud beep to come from inside. The sound startled the child just enough to make him roll back into his seat once more with a yell. What? He mumbled. he mumbled after pulling himself up back to see what all the commotion was. That's when his eyes locked into the red light again. But unlike last time, the screen had different words blinking at him. He tilted his head. What did it say? Confirmed? What's that supposed to mean? Thankfully, all those questions were answered, just as they were asked. Donate? If you had donations on? I thought I did have donations on. Or am I just stupid? Membership and membership stuff. It's all for membership. Alright. He's freezing up. Why? 1 second. What if I use the power? Hold on, I can make this work. Give me a second. What if I use... Okay, I need to open YouTube Studio. Maybe I can, figure out how to do it from here. To open YouTube Studio. Please wait. Let me in. Yeah, I don't think that's the right one. Do I have to open another YouTube tab just to open YouTube Studio? Ooh, losing my mind. Okay, YouTube Studio. Hi. My computer just froze for a moment, trying to load up YouTube Studio. Okay. I don't want AI chat. Get that fuck shit out of here. Okay. Let's see. I think if I go to earn, figure this out. Gifts. Super chat. Super stickers. Super thanks. Okay. It's on now. I don't know if it will work. Oh God. Well, hi bio. All right, I think it's working now. If you have bio, yeah, try to refresh. Maybe that'll work. I'm gonna try to do that as well. Look to the refreshing. Oh, Atlantis is here. Hi, Atlantis. Hi. Hi. How you doing? I'm waving. Doing a little wave. Okay. Yeah, you can do it now. Super stickers, super chat. Yeah. Yeah, it's all there now. I refreshed. If you want to do it, refresh. Just do that. They're only memberships. Refresh! Refresh! Ah! Oh, we got our first one. Hello, $5. Where's my music? There's my music. All right, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for $5. Yay. Anyways, back to this. Back to our other thing. Look at all those. Oh my god. You're all members now. Huzzah! Anyways. Yay! We did it! Anyways, thankfully all his questions were answered. But thankfully all his questions were answered just as they were asked. Although a part of him wished they weren't. The light from before was being blocked by the sliding panels, sending him back into darkness. Ah! He yelped. Hey, come back! He stood up from his seat, trying to reach out for the light again. But he was met with yet another knock back into his seat. The speeds began to increase again, going faster and faster once more with each second. The beeping rang through his ears as he held himself against the chair to prevent any more tossing and turning. Everything started to get loud. A rush of feelings he didn't quite understand filled his body. Anger, sadness, fear, loss, regret. It all came so fast and so quickly that he didn't have a chance to process it. But once he did, something distracted him from all the chaos that started so abruptly. This adventure, this new world to explore, he's nothing like he's ever seen before. And that's where we ended. And chapter 2. Oh! More art! Ooh! Ooh! Anyways. Yay! Everything's green! Alright, next chapter. Here we go. Moving on. Alright, chapter 3. Down to me and down to us. Mornings don't usually start like this. Tiff knew that for sure. Like a sudden brilliance flashed, jolting her awake. Her heart pounding, centered in her chest, and a low rumble vibrated through the house walls. Yep, that checks all the boxes for not a normal day. Tuff, did you hear that? She whispered, sitting up and rolling her head to face her brother from across the room. Only two that would said brother sprawled across the bed, in the worst position possible, storing up a storm. That has to be bad for your back, she thought. With a sigh, she crawled over to her window and peered outside. In the distance, a plume of smoke rose from the distant forest, painting the night sky with an ominous haze. Curiosity and perhaps the flicker of the old, braver Tiff overwhelmed her fear. She couldn't just ignore it. What if someone was hurt? What if it was something dangerous? She knew she should tell someone. Wake up her parents, maybe, or even alert Chief Bookham. But the thought of involving the authorities, of potentially bringing Dee Dee's attention to whatever had crashed in the forest, filled her with dread. He probably seized whatever it was for his own nefarious purposes. No, she decided. She had to investigate herself. She slowly turned herself over to the side of the bed, pulling the sheets off her with a slow, concentrated movement, not wanting to make a single sound in fear of waking anyone up. Tiff slipped out of her bed and made her way out of the bedroom, tiptoeing past the living room and towards the exit of her home. Despite the sun's warmth peeking through the blinds of her house, the room was rather dark. Mom and Dad must be asleep then. Lucky her. She reached for the handle and slowly creaked the door open, slipping slowly past the open door and closing behind her with a subtle click. Once the door was closed, Tiff haltedly stepped away, bracing for impact. Thankfully, no other sound came from the other side of the door, giving Tiff the chance to breathe. However, the hard part wasn't over yet. She turned around. What the fuck? She turned around. Oh. She turned around. The empty castle halls looming before her. The stilling silence that once broken will never repair. Tiff gulped. If she were to be caught by who knows what would happen. She had to be sneaky. With a nod, she began to walk down the hall. Her footsteps were careful and cautious. Her retrying that. Her footsteps are cautious enough not to echo and alert anyone. Passing down the first few hallways was easy. No one was in sight, so she didn't have to hide away or stay completely silent. But once Tiff reached the first floor, huh? Hi, Bio. Here's another gift! Whoa! Thank you for the gift memberships. Huzzah! However, once Tiff reached the first floor, things got more challenging. The Waddledees, the castle soldiers and maids, began to leave their quarters and get to work, dusting off the bricked floors and preparing a plentiful breakfast which would only be made for the king. She managed to slip by them, hiding behind pillars and statues of the king indeed himself. The Waddledees were too focused on their work to notice a little child roaming around the halls this early in the morning, so luck was in her favor. And now, only one thing stood her in her way: the castle doors. The castle doors usually stayed closed at night, but in the mornings, the Waddledee comes up to open them. She's surprised that the king even leaves the door open. Leaves the doors open. Yawn. Doors open to the public, knowing how tyrannical he is. But, gives her the opportunity to escape while she can. So she'll take her chances, even if they don't fully make sense. Tiff hides herself under the shadow of a nearby pillar, watching the back of her shadow for any sign of Waddledees to open the door so she can slip outside with ease. Speaking of which, where are they? They should be here now, right? Tiffany Ebram! Tiff yelled, rolling her attention away from the doors of the person in front of her. This person was, in fact, a Waddledee. If she remembered correctly, she was pretty young, around the same age as her brother Tuff, but probably younger. His spear was thicker with a thick ribbon that would have come from a blanket or cloth. She sighed. Out of all the Waddledees she could have encountered, why did it have to be him? What are you doing? The Waddledee interrogated. Why are you sneaking? Answer me! Tiff stammered, settling further into the pillar. I'm sorry, I just wanted to go outside, that's all. The Waddledee hummed, squinting his eyes. You're hiding behind the pillar. Why are you hiding behind the pillar? Tiff jolted from the Waddledee's loud voice. Again, why did she have to be found by him out of all people? This Waddledee is younger than her, and yet he's talking to her like she has the authority to. Well, according to his words, he's the supposed leader of the Waddledees, earning his title from leading his fellow Dees through the takeover of Cappytown. He was so strong and brave that the Waddledees now follow his every order out of respect for him. At least, that's what he said. Who knows if that's really the case, but it certainly gives him an ego, since he calls himself Captain all the time. Hey! The sounds of Captain Spears made contact with the ground, caught Tiff's attention. Let me retry that. The sounds of Captain Spear making contact with the ground caught Tiff's attention. I asked you a question. Why are you hiding? Tiff. Yes? Okay. Thank you, Father. Thank you. Yeah, sorry about that. My dad just approached my room. He brought me tea. Huzzah! Anyways, Tiff gulped. She needed to come up with a reason for sneaking in fast. If she were to be more honest here and say that she was sneaking out to see whatever it was happening outside, it's guaranteed that Captain would go out of his way to inform the king himself. And yeah, telling the truth here is a bad idea. But what would she say? It's already suspicious enough that she was sneaking about and hiding behind this pillar, no doubt. She needs to come up with a clever lie in order to slip out of this one. I was not wanting to wake anyone up. You serious? Captain blinked, processing what was just told to him. He squinted his eyes and leaned forward to give Tiff a good look of suspicion. Okay. He nodded, stepping back. I'll open door now. The Waddledee walked over to the door's lever, standing on his tippy toes to pull it down. The contraption kicked into gear, and the tall door looming above them began to descend with a loud creak. As the door lowered, Captain turned towards Tiff again, still narrowing his gaze at her. Better not do any suspicious things. He pointed his spear towards her in a sharp, concentrated movement. I got eyes on you. Okay, anyways, Tiff slipped past the tip of the spear and made her way over to the door, still keeping an eye on Captain as she did so. Duality held the same squinted gaze as before, but this time it was only narrower. It was a certainly interesting start to her morning. There's Art! Captain and Tiff! Woo! Captain's in dark. Well. Ugh. Yeah. Art. We move. Anyways, I wonder who that character is. Ooh! Has never made me hate you. Yeah, we love Captain. Captain, my boy. He's an asshole, but we love him for that. Anyways, chapter 4. To be the friend we all need. Seems like the days finally got warmer. A fresh spring breeze stirred through the air, melting away made the chill and cold left on the branches. Flowers bloomed and blossomed all over the landscape, leaving a crisp, refreshing scent to dance across the land. With these powers combined, this should be a beautiful morning to just take a nice, relaxing stroll, right? Well, for Tiff, that was far from the truth. Her search led her to one of the many forests in Capitan. Towering trees clawed at the sky, their branches intertwined like skeleton fingers. The air hung heavy with a scent of damp earth and pine needles. A winding dirt trail, barely visible in the dim light, led deeper into the woods. The distant sound of rushing water hinted at a nearby river. Its gentle waves sang songs that harmonized with the crickets and owls hidden around the forest. Why does Captain look bald? 'Cause he's supposed to have something. He's supposed to have something on his head. But he isn't happy right now. With the sound of shaking leaves, Tiff took her hand and slowly brushed away all the tall leaves of the overgrown bushes around her as she pursued deeper into the forest. She kept her gaze flowing around her at all angles, sparing a moment of time to be caught off guard. Ugh. The smoke seemed to be coming from here, Tiff mumbled to herself. She could feel her heart thumping loudly in her chest, in a loud, unmatching beat with her footsteps. She clenched her fist. A flood of questions stormed her senses, one of ones she hasn't heard in years. What was that thing? Was it a meteor? She wondered. Or perhaps an explosion? Or maybe it's another one of those monsters that King sent. Is she getting herself in danger by approaching the looming smoke above her? Probably. The thick trail of haze looming over her seemed to prove that. The thick, ashy scent only got stronger as she approached, catching up in her throat, causing her to cough. She was almost there. Tiff managed to use what strength she had to move the next thicket of bushes out of her way to continue her path, eventually reaching the clearing deep in the woods, where she could at last have some room to breathe. However, once she let her gaze flow forward, she couldn't help but let a gasp slip out of her lips. Coming straight out of a sci-fi movie, a soft yellow-colored ship, shaped like the star, dug into the forest surface. Its once golden color now scraped and scratched from what looks like to be a crash. The large crater replacing the nature and greenery of the forest here seems to prove that fact. A cool spring breeze brushed past Tiff, but she couldn't even have the courage to shiver. It was like this discovery that made the entire world fall silent, and one sliver of a word would make everything devolve into chaos. But after many beats of silence, Tiff rubbed her eyes to make sure that what she was looking at was real. Maybe this was just her imagination. No ship would crash out on this planet. It doesn't make any sense. But once a ridge and was regained, the same yellow machine still stood engraved in the ground. Seems like her eyes weren't tricking her after all. Is that? Tiff stammered. A spaceship? But how? And why? Tiff rubbed her forehead, her confusion causing a headache. I just don't get it. Tiff kept her gaze locked onto the ship, the shiny golden paint sparking something warm in her. Maybe it was just the butterflies in her stomach, but something about this ship. She wanted to look closer. She wanted to touch this machine. She wanted to touch the material that has that's in her from the metal in her world. She wanted to know more. Her eyes sparkled with a sense of curiosity. The The constant state of unanswered questions puppeteered her closer and closer to the ship. In pursuit of curiosity, she reached out her hand and... That's when she stopped. Wait! Tiff halted, pulling herself back into visible leash. What if it's dangerous? She thought. Better question. What if this is a trap? She looked behind her. Behind her shoulder. The barks of trees and leaves of bushes stared back at her. How come no one else heard the explosion and came to investigate? Pondered Tiff. This has to be a trap, right? Because why would no one else be here? Her eyes narrowed as she gazed back at the ship once more. She clutched her steps and started to turn herself back around. Well, I won't fall for it. You won't trick me this time. A gentle hiss creeping from the ship behind her brought her to a halt. She gradually turned her head towards the source of the sound, a drip of sweat rolling down her forehead. The ship continued to taunt her, as it was begging Tiff to come closer. Tiff was smart and experienced with this kind of curiosity. She knew this was a trap, mostly set up by the king to test her curiosity, especially after the interaction with Captain earlier. He probably told him about his suspicions of her, and they're probably hiding behind some bush somewhere waiting to... Why is she walking to the ship again? Despite all of her unease and confusion, Tiff found herself waltzing towards the ship again, albeit a bit more cautiously than before. With each step, she stopped to look behind her, in front of her, next to her. Every single angle was left unchecked by her watchful eye. Her steps eventually led her to be face to face with the stranded starship. Its golden glow illuminates the dark green surroundings of the forest around her, fueling her sense of hope and optimism for a better future, something that Tiff lost some time in her past. And now, it was right there, just one step away from her hands. Once more, her eyes sparkled in awe, letting her hand reach out to feel the warmth pulsating from the ship, to feel the sense of positivity once again. The ship heard her pleas, responding with a louder hiss and a chunk from inside the metal. Oh, and the two doors that opened soon after the sound that happened too. Wait. Tiff jumped back with a yelp, the sudden movement causing her to stumble over to the dirty ground, getting her dress stained with dust and dirt. When she looked back to the ship, her gaze locked in on the small dome in the middle of the machine. Dust and smoke rolling from inside onto the ground below. Her entire body began to shake faster than the leaves on the trees around her. Not having the courage to get back up, she crawled backward, standing into the defensive position with a full expectation for the worst. I knew it! She panicked. It was a trap! Stupid brain! Why did you fall for these things? Tiff gritted her teeth, bracing from something bad. A monster, maybe, or the king himself hiding behind the ship. She didn't know what, but she was fully expecting something that meant bad news. However, bad news is not on today's agenda. After fully expecting big, heavy footsteps or a loud, monstrous roar, Tiff was caught up by the sound of something small making contact with the ground, followed by the sounds of high-pitched grumbling and mumbling. Dizzy, everything's spinny, the voice mumbled. In her confusion, Tiff gathered not enough courage to lower her stance to see what kind of monster or alien that was in front of her. Just like before, Tiff's world seemed to freeze for just a moment, because this was something she had never seen before in her life. What was stumbling around in a dizzy trance was a small pink ball with little nubs for hands and red feet dancing around the ground that used to be surrounded by greenery. They continued to wobble and stumble around, and desperately trying to regain his balance, before eventually shaking his head left and right to push themselves back into place. Phew! Fun ride! He exhaled with a giggle. As the fun as the ride was, he didn't know where said ride took him. The land around him was shrouded with shadows and greenery, like the likes of things he'd never seen before. He turned past the ship and looked up and down, left and right, in a secret third angle for some reason. Where is he? They weren't quite sure, but he had a hunch deep inside them that he's been to a place like this before. But what? Maybe it's one of those fast winds that took him to the skies? Or maybe it was fields of plentiful food as far as the eye can see. Whatever or wherever this place is, there's one thing for certain. This is a new start. Normally, his rides from place to place were instantaneous and less bumpy and also less populated, since the person ran in front of him and... Wait, pause. Did he just see a person? Their blue gaze landed on a young girl cowering in front of him, shaking like a leaf in the wind. Despite her fearful body language, her face told a different story. She looked at him with a sense of curiosity. Oh no, my computer's about to die! Oh! You have 80 of HDs? Oh, what the what did I just come back to? After wavering, I sat down and watched the stream. Hi. I need to charge my computer. So that's what we will do. Here we are, in a different location. That's literally just in the same room, but different place. Ugh. Come on, gamer. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Flip back into place. Where are you? Get over here. Okay. Boop. There we go. There we go. It's plugged. Now, back to reading. Anyways, people are talking about autism. My response to that: be yourself, please. This is a requirement. Don't let opinions of other people who probably don't even know you affect how you feel about yourself. Because they don't know you. They don't know what's going on inside your brain. And they don't got the right to. I'm charging my things now, so shut up. Anyways. Oh god. Here's something I've heard. It lives! Yeah! The blue gaze landed on a young girl's. She looked at him with a sense of curiosity and confusion. He felt her mind run wild with questions that lack answers, solutions to her confusion, and a desire to know more. She acknowledged his existence. She's looking directly at them. She's a friend. She's a friend. A friend! The child's eyes sparkled with glee. A bubbling excitement quickly filled his body in an instant as they bobbed up and down with a smile. Friend! Friend! He beamed, zipping over to the new friend as fast as the wind. Friend! Hi, friend! Tiff paused, her mouth wide open, but her breath held tight in her throat. Her confusion rose deep within her mind. It can speak? How can it? My name is Kirby! The child sprang up towards Tiff, his smile unwavering. What's yours? Huh? Tell me! Tiff blinked, completely dumbfounded. Is asking for my name? How would they ask for that? My name? She trailed off. Her gaze wandered behind her. You shouldn't give up my name like this, she thought. What if this Kirby is some monster sent by deity? Kirby's smile drummed, letting himself follow Tiff's gaze with small blinks. What? He asked, his voice catching her attention. Tiff collected herself as she shook her head, facing Kirby again. Sorry, my name is Tiffany Ibram. Tiff, Kirby mumbled, his eyes narrowed. Give him a moment. Tiff! He shortened the name with a chirp. No, it's actually Tiffany. Tiff! Kirby repeated with a large smile as he bounced up. Okay, that works too, she laughed. Once again, Tiff felt her gaze wander, her smile dropping. What if I'm wrong, Tiff thought. Maybe Kirby isn't a monster. The way he acts like a child, and he hasn't tried to hurt me yet. Tiff eyed the ball again. But what exactly is he? Tiff gulped and slowly approached Kirby. She had to get her answers or her head will start hurting. Are you... She trailed off, her words once again catching in her throat. Are you a space alien? She whispered. She whispered the last bit, holding her breath for the child's reaction. Space alien? The child repeated, tilting his head. Well, if that's what you call a head, he practically tilted his whole body. What that? You know, Tiff gestured up to the night sky. Did you come from up there? Up there? Tiff repeated again, his gaze following Tiff's gesture. Nope, he hummed, looking back down with a smile. I came from that! Kirby turned and gestured to the crashed ship behind him. Huh? Tiff gasped. But you just came crashing down from the sky. I heard it. She pointed towards the sky, leaning down towards the creature. I did? That's weird. The pink ball gazed down at the ground, scratching his head. All I remember is loud beeping. Loud beeping, Tiff repeated. Yeah, it was all like, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep. Kirby pranced around, his feet guiding him in circles, mimicking the sound of the distress machine. Tiff couldn't help but giggle at his goofy imitation. All her previous fears and worries were washed away. Kirby halted in his tracks. Something inside him grew warm and fuzzy. At first, he didn't know what it was kind of confused, but when his eyes landed on Tiff, the puzzle pieces in his brain all clicked together. The fear and unease that once infected Tiff earlier seemed to be gone, replaced by a soft sense of freedom and joy, a kind that he hasn't felt in a long time. But that wasn't the only thing. Hearing his new friend laugh because of him with a type of warmth that washes away all fear and pain. A warmth that bubbles inside him, behind him, and for some reason, he never wants it to cease and fade. But why is that? Well, just seeing Tiff happy, it made him smile. However, as one child's brain does, Kirby's attention was caught by something else peeking through the leaves in the distance. Ooh, what that? He chirped, pointing past Tiff, his little nub outstretched. Huh? Tiff turned to see what Kirby has. Tiff had turned to see what had caught his attention. Past the trees, the cluster of lights twinkled in the distance. That's Cappy Town, she said, not a worry tightening in her stomach. A town? As in a town with more people? More people means more friends to make? Oh, this day was just getting better and better. Kirby's eyes lit up. Cappy Town, he repeated. As town and friends? He faced Tiff, still pointing at the same direction. I wouldn't say they're friends. Yay, friends! Ignoring Tiff, he waddled forward, seemingly intent on heading straight towards the lights. Wait! Tiff grabbed his arms, pulling him back. Hold on, Kirby, you can't just go there. Why not? He tilted his head. Well, Tiff hesitated, her words catching in her throat. The truth was harsh. The Cappies weren't always accepting of the unknown. They might think he's a monster, just like I did, Tiff thought. A familiar shiver ran down her spine. If they saw Kirby, who knows what they'll do to them? With a sigh, she got herself ready to explain. Well, it's just that the Cappies aren't... She paused. Where's Kirby? Kirby? She stammered, looking around in a panic. Where did you... Friends! Hearing Kirby chanting in the distance, Tiff dashed up and ahead in a panic, hoping with all her heart to try and stop him before anyone else could see him. But it was too late. Kirby had already reached the tree line, and his jaw dropped. Before them laid Cappy Town, nestled in the valley, bathed in the warm light of the rising sun. The thatched roofs of the house gleamed, smoke curled lazily from the chimneys, and the air was filled with the sounds of Cappies beginning their day. Wow! Kirby exclaimed, his eyes shining in water. So many friends! He beamed, slapping his arms up and down excitedly as he examined the town below. People walked left and right, entering buildings and sharing a few hellos with passerbys. All these people, all these new friends to make. He had to go meet them. I go say hi! He rushed down the hill to greet his new friends, only to be held back by the tight force that is Tiff's grasp. No, wait, please! Tiff exclaimed. What? The child tilted his head to the side, gaze fixated on Tiff. I want to meet new friends! They paused briefly. Seeing Tiff's furrowed expression, all the joy and laughter that once flowed from inside her dried out, leaving nothing but worry and concern. But why? Why was his new friend scared? Does she think they'll leave her behind? Well, he won't do that. Friends don't leave each other alone. Let's just stay here. Tiff tried to drag Kirby back to the ship again, but was caught off guard when the child grabbed her hand with a smile. Don't be scared, they assured. We got together. Come on! Using what strength he had at that moment, they began to drag his friend closer and closer to the town. Tiff was taken off guard with the strength this child had as she felt herself being dragged along by the child, but she couldn't hold her shock for too long. No, you can't go down there! She shouted as much as she could out to catch anyone's attention, causing Kirby to stop to a halt. Kirby wasn't understanding the severity of the situation and was just confused. Why? Why not? I forgot my voice for a second! He shouted, only to be quickly silenced by Tiff's hand. She sighed. I am literally losing my mind. Hello? Wait, what? We're back! Oh my god! Are we? Hello? Oh! I'm back! I win! music's gone. Oh, they got an advertisement, though. Hold on. Actually, I've been thinking, since, like, hold on, let me show you this. Art! Whoa! No one cares! I need Kirby music. Relaxing Kirby. That's not... Relaxing Kirby. Kirby music, go! I want my Kirby! We win! Yeah, you can hear my echo. Because that was, anyways, yeah, art, huzzah. Is that 44 tabs? No, it is not 44 tabs. Did you hear the last bit? I need to know, did we hear did we, do you guys hear the last bit before the art? I need to know. I'm probably gonna get like a million answers. Cause like... No. Okay, you guys didn't hear that. Because my stream turned off. I was trying to show the art, and it turned itself off because of fucking delay. I love that. Ooh, I love that. You dragging Tiff. Yep. Here we are. Kirby wasn't understanding the severity. That. Do we remember that? I need my Kirby. Hi. We got a mix here. Ah, no! It's cold! Sorry. I'll let my demons out for a moment. Oopsies. Anyways, here's my Kirby. Okay, yeah, I think that was just... Alright. Do we remember this? I don't think that. Yeah, Pierre, I'll start here. That was me letting my demons out. Oh, it's a birthday. Birthday! Yay! Yay! I was like, when I talk to people in chat, I have like zero understanding of the story right now. Oh. Great. Anyways, here is where we are at. I'm gonna start here. In short, why are you doing this again, Bio? New vocals in the choir. What? Here comes Bio giving away stuff. You. And you get a thing. And then there's 20 people here. Oh boy. Oh, we need to read. Okay, you know what? I have an idea. Even though I don't want to change the thing or change plans, what if after, like, the next chapter, we do other stuff. And by other stuff, I mean Planet Robobot. Because the reason why I haven't been streaming that as much is because I lost the file to it, and I have to replay it. But I got to the point where we were last time, which was the other thing. Why are you doing more? Please! Spare me! Okay, let's just go. Anyways. But you shouldn't hold a shot for too long. No, you can't go down there! Shut up! Get off my screen! I don't care. I'll do that later. I'll charge it after reading the next chapter. She shouted as much as she could not to catch anyone's attention, causing Kirby to stop to a halt. Kirby wasn't understanding the severity of the situation and was just confused. Why? Why not? She shouted. He shouted, only to be quickly silenced by Tiff's hand. She sighed. He clearly wasn't getting it. Of course he wouldn't. They're a child, for Nova's sake. Children don't just understand serious things and then just run straight into danger. I wonder who that reminds her of. Bio coming in with the font. With With that, Tiff swallowed down her anger and placed her polite mask. Look, I know you want to go say hi and all, but the Cappies... Before Tiff could say anything, a familiar voice cut through the air, causing everyone to pause. Tiff! Tiff, where are you? Just her luck. And art again. We saw this for like 20 minutes. Yay! Next chapter! Okay, for a short review of anyone who's new. Because I think we got some new people. Never mind, like 5 people just left. Like 2 minutes ago, I looked up and be like, ooh. Charge for 5 cents? No. Anyways, chapter 5! 16! Even it sounds a little scary. When it comes to sneaking out this early in the morning, Tiff knew she wouldn't get away with it so easily. Her parents by now would have been up. Her parents should be up by now and would notice her daughter's missing. Parental instincts, you know. Although she really wished she wasn't found right this second, especially given the card she's been dealt. Tifa! Come on, where are you? The voice whined again, steadily getting closer and closer to where she was. Hearing this voice, she let out a loud exhale. Just my luck, Tiff thought to herself with a grumble. That was tough. Her brother. He just always knew where she was, isn't she? Who's that? Who's that? Shouted Kirby, stepping in the direction of the voice with a smile. Who's that? Seeing as Kirby was about to reveal themselves, Tiff quickly stepped in front of Kirby and tried to block him from view. Kirby tried to... Oh my god! Kirby tried to peek from behind Tiff's body. What's going on? Is new friends? Stay behind me, she finally spoke, turning her head to face Kirby. Why? And don't make any noise. Tiff interrupted the child. Oh my god! God! Everyone's. Chapter 5 out of 1. That's a lot of chapters. I thought there's only 11 chapters for this one. Yeah. Just be gifted to... Okay, we're getting distracted. Tiff interrupted the child behind her, her voice no louder than a whisper. Tiff's curious gaze looked up at her, eventually leading to the child to tilt his head even further. With a gulp, she managed to regain her composure to look as unsuspicious as possible. Her heart was pounding with every step that approached her, but she told herself to stay calm. Don't look awkward or nervous in front of your little brother, of all things. Eventually, the sounds of approaching footsteps led to the reveal of Tuff himself. He burst out into the clearing, rubbing his eyes from under his hair as he looked around. Tiff! He yawned. He turned his head from the left to the face forward, letting a yawn escape from his mouth. When did they force me to go find her? She could be anywhere! He sobbed, his attention drawn to Tiff sweating bullets in front of a bush. There you are! You had Mom and Dad worried sick, you know. Woke me up just to go find you. Tuff approached his sister with his arms wrapped around his head. What are you doing out here this early? Ugh, what's that smell? Is someone trying to cook metal? Tuff pinched his nose shut, swatting the air. Tiff's lips tightened as she looked away. Nothing important, just walking to the beach. She felt Tiff's Kirby shift a little to the right. To look at the person, she felt Kirby shift a little to the right to look at the person in front of her. Tiff moved to the right as well to block him. Fur shells. What are you guys talking about? Why do I look back at the chat and people are talking about baby no money, baby no money, baby no money? Yeah, baby no money's cool too. He's cool because he supports real artists and not AI. We like him and his music's great, but guys, we're talking about Kirby. Tuff hummed a suspicious etch. So much for not looking suspicious. Tuff hummed as suspicion etched on his face. Smells like you're on something. What's behind you? Tiff felt her heart drop with such a question. What? Nothing? She sputtered, her eyes fluttering open wide. Tuff was not convinced, glancing over Tiff's shoulder as he approached closer. Oh, come on! I know you're hiding behind your back, he writhed. A snarky smile plastered on his face as he tried to peer behind Tiff's back. I'm not! Tiff snapped back, stepping in front of him again. Come on, sis, let me see! Tuff needled, swiping to the left. I said something, back off! Tiff dashed to the left in front of her, to block her little brother's view once more. Let's do it! Let me see! Tiff's high-pitched voice slipped in between the discussion, his pink form poking out from behind Tiff. In a heartbeat, Tiff kicked Kirby into the bush behind her with her foot. She knew it was a cruel act, but it was the only way for him not to be seen. Not that it mattered, since Tuff already had noticed him. Who was that? Tuff asked, leaning to the side to look behind Tiff. It was someone? She blurted. You're just seeing things. Hi, friend! Kirby poked out from behind the top of the bush with a smile. Tiff spun around to try to shove him down before Tuff saw. She hadn't let Kirby be seen, if you haven't noticed. Whoa! Tuff exclaimed, his mouth agape as he approached the pink creature. What is that thing? Tiff stepped back, growing inwardly. So much for keeping him, she thought. So much for keeping him hidden, she thought. Can't keep a pink childish ball hidden, it seems. Tuff, this is... I'm Kirby! Can't even read. Kirby plopped out, standing on his tippy toes with his arms fluttered out. What's yours? My name's Tuff. Tuff hesitated. Pointing at himself, lowering his hand. He let his curiosity take hold as he stepped forward. You look weird. You're so round and pink. He moved closer to the creature, examining from all. And so cool! He beamed as a smile formed on his face. I haven't seen someone like you before. Are you a space alien? Where did you come from? Do you have a space? Can I ride it? Tuff chattered as he looked up at Kirby at all sort of angles, shaking his fists up and down. Kirby followed Tuff's movements, which were too much for the child as he started to sway about. Tuff, can you just... Tiff let her frustration take hold of her as quickly as she stopped herself. She huffed. Look, Kirby just crashed here, so don't swarm him with so many questions. Crashed? Tuff repeated as he rolled towards Tiff. So he really is an alien, he beamed, shining a grin etched onto his face. I guess so, yeah. Tiff exhaled. It was the only possible conclusion. Neither one of them had seen something like this, but like Kirby before. Cool! A real alien! Can he do super cool alien stuff? Like shooting bad guys with a super cool laser gun? Tuff stuck a tongue out, mimicking how he would pull a trigger on a gun with his finger. This only made Tiff groan. You can't expect everything to be part of some... All Kirby's senses suddenly halted as he felt a whiff of something in his nose. This something smelled so sweet and buttery that it made Kirby's insides warm up and melt to the ground. He felt his body rumble so faintly, but so loudly that it caught him off guard. He didn't know what it was, but it was coming from the town, and he wanted it. No. Needed. I go to town! Kirby's energetic voices came from the distance. Tiff and Tuff whirled around to see the energetic the childlike alien make his merry way down to the hillside towards Cappy Town. Kirby, go! Tiff shouted, sprinting after him. Tuff followed close behind. Despite the many voices calling their name, Kirby had his lights set on the town ahead. Dashing past trees and bushes to reach the bottom of the hill. The child skidded to a halt. His sparkling eyes locked on the sights ahead. New friends walked left and right, greeting each other with a wave and a hello. Soft, buttery scents filled the air, luring the child all day with smile and open arms. And Kirby was indeed falling for the lure. He beamed, flapping his little nubs up and down as he took a step forward. New friends! He thought. I have to go say hi! I have to! His thoughts were cut off as he felt himself being pulled in both of the sides, so forcibly that let out a quick yelp. After a brief pause, he looked at whoever grabbed him when he met face to face with Tiff's desperate glare staring back at him. Kirby, you can't just run up like that! She scolded, trying to keep her voice down. Everyone will see you! But I want to say hi! He protested, waving his free hand around. I want to... We're friends! Our fans are people to talk to! Yeah, Tiff, I'm going to town. Tuff piped up, taking Kirby's side. What's worse that can happen? What's worse that can... Ugh, Tuff! Do you hear yourself? Tiff gritted, trying to keep her voice as quiet as possible. These people here don't take too kindly to outsiders, especially ones who look like that. Tiff motioned towards Kirby, who just tilted his head. Did he just gesture to all of them? Reference, woo! Are you guys okay? Why are we talking about pregnancy round? Oh my god, my words are not wording today. Oh, backward. If they see Kirby, they'll probably think he's a monster and chase him out of town, or worse. Jeez, you got attached quickly, Tuff retorted, crossing his arms. What's that supposed to mean? Ignoring Tiff, Tuff, his eyes landed on a pile of old clothes and cloths discarded in nearby crates. Aha! He grabbed a large, brown, tattered cloth and held it up. This should do the trick. Tuff, where are you? Once again, ignoring his sister. Tuff staggers over to Kirby and drapes the cloth over him. It's the rugged cloth
over him, completely covering his pinkness. There, he said. Now I can go to town without being seen. Tuff placed his hands on his hips and puffing his chest out. What? Tiff uttered, staring up at her brother with narrowed eyes. Won't you get it? Tuff snapped. It's a disguise. If you're so worried about him being seen, then we'll just disguise him with this cloth. Kirby moved around, waving his arm. Kirby moved around, raising his hands up to feel the air around him as he tried to waddle away. His foot got caught up on a piece of cloth, sending the pink creature tumbling to the floor with an oof. Okay, Kirby called down, stumbling, pulling himself upward. Hold on. Tiff groaned, grabbing Kirby and rolling him around to face her. She grabbed a pair of scissors left to rest on the dusty ground below her and began to cut 2 holes on the cloth surface, being careful not to make contact with the child's face. There, you should be able to see better now. Tiff adjusted the cloth so the 2 holes to meet Kirby's eyes, in which doing so made Kirby look up to face the girl in front of her. Hi, Tiff! He waved the hand from inside. Had the cloth, making Tiff snicker a little, but she coughed, keeping her composure. Now, you have to promise me you won't take this off, okay? Not in front of everyone, not in front of everyone. Not in front of anyone. Kirby hidden up beneath the cloth, saluted and beamed. Hi, man! Tiff wasn't confident he would follow through, saying as hyperactive and inattentive he was. Oh my god, does he have ADHD? What? He was based on the few minutes she'd known him, but she couldn't just say no to him. He's just a kid, you know. She was just like him too. She took a deep breath, grabbing Kirby's hand. Well, here goes nothing. And art, and that's where we'll stop the reading bits. If you want to continue reading this, it is the whole thing. It's in the description. However, we're doing other stuff now. And by other stuff, I mean Planet Robobot, more Kirby. Oh, I am now in a different chair because my computer is charged enough, and this is also where my phone charger is. So, we can, yeah, alright. We can play some Kirby without me dying. Yippee! Okay. Also, I got some cake here. So, Oh, hi, player! Hi, player! Hi! No, do not turn off. You are not turning off today. Alright, here we are. Alright, Planet Robobot. Here we go. I need to mute that immediately because it's going to explode. Yeah. I do usually stream on Discord. But here we are, Planet Robobot. I think I have the, oh wait, hold on. Let me turn that off. So it runs better, but the Discord is on the post, on the YouTube posting. Oh my god. Great! Oh. Are we good? Can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Oh, Jesus Christ. What are you guys hearing right now? Let me hear this. Are you guys hearing? Want to hear me? That off. So it runs better, but it's running fine. I don't know what you guys are on about. You guys need therapy.
However, here we are. Kirby. Alright. Whoa, we're in city! Oh no. You guys remember, the conversation? The conversation that was made about this? The jaywalking incident? Well, I'm going to be a law-abiding citizen. I will not jaywalk until I'm literally forced to. Alright, you can hear me. Is that who I think it is? Is this Jet? Jet! I did not know Jet was here in this game. Oh my god, Hey, it's not counted as jaywalking if we're not in the sky. If we're not walking! Oh, I'm gonna kill this guy. Hey. Oh, Jesus Christ, this is laggy. Emulation! No breathing! Oh, I can just do that. That's sick. I see a cube! But how do I get the cube? Seems they need to find like a star or something. I see it. I see the star. I go up. Killing a skeleton. Sans is dead. Boop. I win. What the fuck? Get your ass over here. Die. How do I get back though? Uh-oh. It's not counted as jaywalking if I'm not in the if I'm not walking. I'm not